In the vast catalog of America's unsolved mysteries, few cases are as haunting, as perplexing, and as emotionally charged as the disappearance of Maura Murray. A bright, athletic, and intelligent young woman vanishes without a trace on a snowy night in New Hampshire, and more than a decade later, the mystery remains. Was she running away from something? Did she fall victim to foul play? Or is there something much deeper, much darker, that the world has yet to understand? Tonight, on the Grim Tapes, we will unravel every known detail about this case. We will dive deep into Maura's background, analyze her final known movements, question the timeline, explore the wild theories, and most importantly, ask the questions that still demand answers. So settle in, because this is not just another true crime story. This is a journey into the heart of mystery, into a case that continues to baffle experts, haunt investigators, and divide communities. Who was Maura Murray? Maura Murray was a 21-year-old nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Described by friends and family as kind, driven, and quietly intelligent, Maura was someone who seemed to have her life ahead of her. She had a background in West Point, was a skilled athlete, and appeared, at least from the outside, to be navigating her young adult life with confidence. But in the weeks leading up to her disappearance, signs began to surface that all was not well. Her credit cards were being declined. She had a mysterious phone call that reduced her to tears while on duty at her security job. Her family noticed she had been acting strangely. And then came a bizarre series of emails to professors, claiming there had been a death in the family. But there hadn't been. The day she vanished. On the day she disappeared, Maura packed her car with clothes, textbooks, and personal belongings. She withdrew nearly all the money in her bank account. She emailed her professors about a family emergency. She visited the DMV to obtain accident forms. Then she drove off, without telling anyone where she was going. Later that day, a resident of Haverhill, New Hampshire, called police to report a car accident near her home. The car belonged to Maura Murray. The driver was gone. The car had crashed into a snowbank. Wine was spilled inside. A rag was found stuffed into the tailpipe. A bus driver had stopped and asked if she needed help. She declined, claiming AAA had been called, though no such call had been made. By the time police arrived, she was gone. Vanished. Without footprints in the snow. Without cell phone signals. Without a trace. Immediate investigation. The police initially treated Maura's disappearance as a missing persons case, possibly someone running away. But her family insisted this was out of character. The days turned into weeks, and the case drew national attention. Volunteer searches scoured the area. Cadaver dogs. Helicopters. Nothing. Her belongings were found locked inside her abandoned car. Her cell phone, credit cards, and ID were missing. And then came the inconsistencies. The timeline offered by law enforcement clashed with eyewitness accounts. Tips were mishandled. Critical early hours were lost. Was it simple mismanagement, or something more? Theories and speculation. Over the years, many theories have emerged. She ran away to start a new life, but she didn't take cash, and left behind everything familiar. She met with foul play. Some believe she was abducted by someone who knew the area well. She died in the woods, though no remains have ever been found. She was picked up by a passerby, possibly someone with sinister intentions. She was suffering from a mental health crisis. Some speculate stress and anxiety led her to disappear intentionally or unintentionally. Each theory raises more questions than answers. Family response and public interest. Maura's family never gave up. Her father, Fred Murray, became a relentless voice, advocating for transparency and continued investigation. He criticized law enforcement, organized his own searches, and pushed the media to keep Maura's name in the headlines. The internet played a massive role in the public's engagement with the case. Reddit forums. web sleuths, podcasts, YouTubers. Theories exploded across platforms. But with that came misinformation, exploitation, and accusations. New clues, old wounds. Years later, the case was still active, but not much closer to resolution. There were searches based on new leads, ground-penetrating radar, even potential burial sites explored. But all turned up empty. Was Maura ever in that area beyond the car crash? Had she made it to Canada as some theorized? Was she hiding in plain sight? And then, surveillance footage surfaced from the days prior to her disappearance, showing her withdrawing money, buying alcohol, looking anxious. But nothing that suggested where she might have gone or why. Comparing other missing person cases. Maura Murray's case bears resemblance to others, like Brianna Maitland, who vanished after her car was found crashed into a barn wall. Were the two connected? Was there a predator targeting young women in New England? We explore each case side by side, comparing timelines, geography, and methods to see if there are connections law enforcement missed. Investigative failures or systemic issues? What role did law enforcement's early assumptions play? Why wasn't an immediate search launched? Why was the crime scene not secured? Why was her family not notified sooner? We delve into systemic issues in missing persons cases, especially involving young women, and how assumptions can delay or derail investigations. Legacy and cultural impact. The Maura Murray case changed how the internet interacts with true crime. Her disappearance inspired books, documentaries, podcasts, and entire forums dedicated solely to unraveling the mystery. It also opened conversations about how missing persons cases are handled, especially for adults. The public outcry continues to demand justice and resolution, not only for Maura but for the many still missing. The unspoken details. There are questions that remain hidden between the lines. Why did Maura search for directions to Burlington, Vermont? Why the rag in the tailpipe? Why didn't police track her phone earlier? Did someone know she was coming? Each of these points reveals a shadow that still looms large over the investigation. So what happened to Maura Murray? Was she a young woman overwhelmed by life and seeking escape? Or was she the victim of a calculated crime? Did she trust someone she shouldn't have, or was someone following her from the very beginning? Now we ask you, what theory do you find most compelling? Do you think the investigation was mishandled? Could Maura still be alive somewhere, living under a new identity? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Your voice might just help shine a light on the mystery. Thank you for joining us on this long and detailed journey into one of America's most chilling disappearances. If you found this video insightful, please hit that like button. It really helps us out. Subscribe to the Grim Tapes for more deep dives into the darkest mysteries, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support keeps us going, and your curiosity helps keep these stories alive. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep watching the shadows.